there, my name is Mega. In this video, basically I will explain about what is Rete bias, types of Rete bias, and a conclusion.
So, first of all, what is Rete bias? Rete bias is an error in judgment that can occur when a person allows their preformed biases to affect the evaluation of another. Bias may become a very big problem to organization if it's not managed well by the HR department. For instance, if the Rete bias towards employees, employee may feel demotivated to improve their performance in the terms of their task, knowledge, skills, and attributes. And the employee also want to leave the organization, thus this may increase the turnover rate of the company.
Therefore, it is important for the HR department to avoid bias, especially when rating the employee performance in the terms of task, knowledge, skills, and attributes.
Here are some of the types of Rete biases. They are projection bias, self-serving bias, and false consensus bias. Projection bias. According to Lowenstein et al. 2013, projection bias refers to people's assumption that their taste or preference will remain the same over time. In other words, people tend to believe everything they think, feel, and act now will remain the same in the future. For example, if you are hungry, you overspend your money in a supermarket because you think that your current hunger will endure into the future. However, after you have been eaten your meal, you then realize that if your hunger had been satisfied, you would not have overspent your money. Next is self-serving bias. Self-serving bias is a person who sees himself or herself as an overly favorable manner in order to maintain their high self-esteem. Usually, this type of person, they don't like negative comments. If they do good, they only take credit, and if they do bad, they will blame others. And to them, it is never their fault. For instance, if you passes your driving test on first trial, you may say I passes my driving test because I have studied hard and I am a good driver. But if you fails, then you will blame others for your mistakes. You may blame the examiner, the car, the weather, or anything except then your bad driving skills. False consensus bias. False consensus bias is also a cognitive bias. False consensus bias, defined as a tendency to overestimate the extent to which other people hold similar views to our own. In other words, a person who believes other people think the same way they do. For example, in the article of Belief about childhood vaccination in the United States 2016, the result shows that some parents does not agree to give a fully vaccinate to their children because they think vaccination is harmful or unnecessary, although vaccination is good for the children's health. As for the conclusion, bias can happen in anywhere and everywhere. It's better to control the biasness, especially in a workplace. Hence, it's critical for the HR department to have a strong understanding of Rete biases because the impact of Rete biases may lead them to decision-making error.
Come to the end of this video. I would like to thank all of you for watching my video. I hope you can learn something from this video. Once again, thanks. Bye-bye.